Good morning, everybody. Hey, how you doing? Charles here. And listen, just want to go right off the bat and say thank you. Thank you to all my viewers that joined us this long weekend. We had like a lot of shows, 3 shows going all at the same time. It was fantastic. So just want to thank you for joining us. And I want to thank you for joining us right now again. Today, I got a special guest coming on. She is ready. She's in the green room. Let's bring her on. Give her a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, how you doing?
Good, Charles. How are you doing? How are you?
We're fantastic.
You have a good weekend?
I had a fantastic weekend. We do a lot of shows for the community because it's, on lockdown. So we do a lot of virtual shows.
Yeah.
We did some giveaways for volunteers. We gave a lot of awards for volunteers because that's what this community needs. More volunteers makes the world go around. So it was fantastic. So thanks everybody for watching.
Here we go. Excellent.
Okay, so let's talk about you. Let's give us some background. Born and raised, where are you from?
Born and raised in Cairo, Egypt. Until I got my education. So I'm Egyptian originally. I'm Canadian Egyptian, but from Egypt. And I was raised until high school education. Then I got my high school degree from London, England. Back to Cairo to do 4 years of undergrad studies, and then back to England to do my postgrad studies, which is the master's, MBA, and PhD.
Okay, I just.
So have you ever been to Cairo? Have you ever been to Egypt?
I just got confused, flying all over the place. You're all
over. Yeah, that's.
No, I've never been to Cairo. It sounds fantastic. I would love to go there. If I can only go there for 24 hours, where would I go?
You need more than 24 hours. You need to see the culture. So you need to go to Cairo. You need to go to the north coast, which is Alexandria, which is by the sea. Okay. We have the Mediterranean, we have the Red Sea, we have the Nile. So you wouldn't miss any of those. And you need to go to Upper Egypt, which is the south of Egypt, to see the monuments, like the pyramids, the tombs, all the civilization. So it is a great country, and I'm very, very proud to be born in that country. My parents sort of live between here and there, and I would never disconnect from my country of origin. Nice. It's great. Okay. We love the passion. We love great food. We are very fun people. We love the sense of humor as well.
Here's my number one question.
Like you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Because my number one question, you just jumped over it, was, what am I going to eat? I have one choice, one meal.
Oh.
What's my one meal I can grab?
Right. You want to eat it, and I can. So that would be kosheri, something called kosheri, which is a mix of lentils and pasta and rice and herbs, and it's with sauce, and it's really tasty. And there's the spice with vinegar and stuff like that. That's the one thing.
Right after the show, I think I'm going to find something because I'm hungry already.
But I'm pretty sure you would find more than one thing because we love food. There's lots of specialities there. Yeah.
So this sounds great. You've been bouncing around, getting your education. So did you always know that you wanted to go into this field, or growing up as a little girl, what was the dream originally?
Okay. No, growing up as a little girl, this wasn't my dream at all. My specialty is business management. So I'm a business consultant. What I do is I do like doctors do, but I do diagnosis for the companies, for the small businesses. And here in Canada, the economy is like small business are the engine of the economy. So What we do is we do go like doctors. We do this job. We diagnose the company. We see, we help companies to perform better from the beginning. If the company if it's a new company wants to launch, so we do business planning for the company. We do the risk analysis. We do the cost benefit analysis. Everything that helps the company to start to be established in the market, even the company registration from the scratch. Up until the company performs, how the performance go, and is it a successful performance or no, how to leverage the performance and give them the key success factors to to succeed in the industry. So that's what I do: business management consulting and business planning. And the mortgage has a funny story, actually. You know how in Canada, how when we immigrate here, everything happens. Like sometimes we say this, it's not enough one job, and sometimes we say, we have to work hard.
Multiple jobs. That's right.
Correct. So correct. So when I came, I started, of course, when you came to Canada, you start like, oh, you're overqualified with your PhD and all those degrees. So you got to start from scratch. So I've done it all, So typical immigrant story. So I started teaching in academia. I did teach at George Brown, Centennial, and so on. And then I decided, no, I want to do something else, really, beside the project management and the investment. So when I do my business consulting, I got lots of investors who would come to me and ask me, we need to establish a company. We need to build our business. I have some money. I have even someone who would come to me and say, I have this money. I want to invest it. What would you recommend? Okay. And here I'm not talking about the type of stock market exchange investment. And so, no, I'm talking about more of a strategic building institutions and building capacities in the institutions. So when the investors they come to me and they ask for this. And then the next question would be, oh, I'm short of money, so I need some money. How can you connect me with the lenders? How can you connect me? Okay. And that's where the mortgage came from, So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to do a complimentary service here. I'm going to, since I'm already with the lenders, I'm already around. So I studied again, as everyone in Canada, as any immigrant, and I started the mortgage business. And the mortgage business, believe it or not, if it was intent for the investors and the corporations, now it opened as well residentials. See how the market is hot and all the people are buying houses.
So let's take a timeout, okay? Sure. I want to take a timeout because it's funny to hear like your qualifications. Okay, it's funny to hear you traveling around the world, studying here, going back to here. But when you first came here, it's like how you. I'm still trying to think here. How can you be overqualified to start to go back to start from scratch? I'm confused on that. You know what I mean? Like you have what they're looking for, but you have too much what they're looking for. So they want you to go learn what?
So basically, when you come here, you start applying for corporate jobs or for jobs in your career. I always say it's the typical story of immigrants to Canada.
Right.
So that's what I call it, the chicken and egg situation, to be honest. And that's because of the characteristics of the Canadian market, to be honest. The market itself is it's more a service society market. So if I am educated, if I have those qualities, my chances to get a job are far less than if I just want to go work in McDonald's or pizza. And then because we are a service society, with all due respect for all types of jobs, I have no, but even doctors, even medical doctors, even pharmacists, when they come to Canada, they say, no, we need you to, do your skills again, upgrade your skills, do your qualifications, have your 2 years of exams and so on, right? So, and that's a good thing and a bad thing, right? That's a good thing for the Canadian industry. That's a good thing for the economy, because that way we have doctors, we have pharmacists, we have who are qualified to fit in the competitive market which we are in. But on the other hand, from my personal opinion or from my personal experience, when you're a new immigrant, you feel lost. Oh my God. So what do you guys want here? Like, if it's a chicken or the egg, we want Canadian experience. Okay, hire me to get the Canadian experience. There's no Canadian, we cannot hire you. How am I going to cope and pay my bills, So
but here's the thing though. They say they can't hire you because you don't have Canadian experience.
Correct.
Yes. Okay, but then they can't hire you because you're overqualified.
This is another trick, because they think at that point of time, they think I am charging more. My salary would be costing more.
That's
They
good.
can, okay, they can just, replace me with two new graduates.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Even though I've been to places, to interviews where I told them, seriously, I just want to get trained.
Exactly.
I just want to get in the market. And you know what? Probably later I'm going to tell you how did I go into the government? How did I manage to get into a proper career job, which I wanted really?
Yeah.
So that was my passion. Yeah. So you tell them, okay, I just want anything. So I had, I have to go to volunteer in places, to be honest.
Yep.
I have to go to for an internship. When I started my work at the government, I started as an intern, by the way. So I was doing the same work that my colleague is doing on the next desk. He was paid full salary, full benefits, full health, and everything. And for me, I was just given something like 800, $1,000. So I used to pay to go to the work, right? Even to drive or to take transportation or whatever. So I used to put from, and I stayed like that for 6 months. And my internship, like I was lucky, honestly, because I had my manager, he was a Greek guy, and he looked at my resume and he said, oh, this is a good resume, you should be better than this, please apply. So he sort of mentored me. He sort of took my hand and said, okay, apply at this website, do this. He would take me with him for the meetings. He would tell me the ins and outs of everything, right? So and I'm telling this story, to be honest, because it's really important to find a good mentor. It's really important to do this. And the other thing which I really learned is to give back to the community.
Yes.
So that person, if he didn't give back to me, if he didn't took my hand, if he didn't help me, I wouldn't have been employed. I would have been on the street, right?
Right.
So yeah.
Well, here, let me ask you this then.
Sure.
As mortgage agent or getting the house, do you see the same struggle with immigrants coming for the first time to get their first mortgage?
Sure. Yes. So mortgage is okay. So definitely, as an immigrant, you would come here to the country.
Yes.
We have rules. As mortgage brokers, we do have rules that we comply by here. So for you as a new immigrant coming to the country, you need to have a good credit. For example, one of the things, you have to have a good Equifax credit, which is, and when you arrive to the country, most of us wouldn't have a credit, wouldn't have built the credit, right?
No.
So you find, exactly. So you would find the issue of no lender would want to give you his mortgage, right?
Right. Exactly.
Money. So the credit would be an issue at the beginning, to be honest. And also, I always advise people, newcomers, to just wait a bit, like just rent for 1 year or 2 years until they know exactly the area or the neighborhood where they want to live, and then we can start looking at that. And then people would come from, like, some people would come from other countries and would think, oh, we have this amount of money, can we buy? But then they got, they got stuck with the qualifications.
Right.
So you cannot qualify because so many reasons. You have to build your credit here. You have to abide by the rules. You have to have employment, which is very important, because we do look at factors like income, like employment. How many years have you been employed? So if you're not employed for 3 years minimum, so that could be challenging to get your mortgage.
So even if you come to Canada and you have $1 million.
Well, if you want to put the $1 million cash, okay, that's different. But the mortgage, yeah. And some people, like what's always important to tell people who are looking for mortgage is to look at the rules. Just these are simple factors. Build your credit, take care of your credit, fix any mistake you have in the credit. We all are humans, right? We all do mistakes. I could just miss my Rogers cell phone dates, and then they send it to collections and hope my Equifax is gone, right? So fix your problems, correct your credit, make sure you are in the society, make sure to get that job as soon as you can. Okay, because employment and income is really important. We always look at the notice of assessment, notice of tax assessment for the past 2 years. Like when I get some people who would tell me today, I have a job today, can I get a mortgage? So I say, okay, what was last year? Last year, nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a building process, and people has really to go to the source to understand, or maybe ask a professional to understand what's exactly. Quite often, some clients who come to me and they don't qualify right now and then. So I would start building the process with them. I would start giving them professional advice on the paperwork that they need. You need the tax assessment. Let's do this. Let's do that, and then a couple of months along the road, we are now ready to go ahead and do it. Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to dive into the website now and see who to qualify, what we need to do, what do we need to bring to you so we're not wasting each other's time and to get this started. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Immigrant Women in Business, IWB, is a non-profit organization bringing together women from over 50 different countries around the globe. These women have now made Canada their home and share a common goal of providing value to their new sisters. Our motto of "We are stronger together" resonates with all members, and with a diverse membership of business leaders, entrepreneurs and community builders, our goal is to make Canada better and provide guidance and leadership to those that follow.
CMJ Entertainment is a one-stop shop. CMJ Entertainment helps people do any type of events, and it's a marketing tool as well. So we'll cover everything from start to finish. If it's a wedding, we'll make sure your wedding is over the top. And if it's an event, we make sure that everybody gets information at the end of the day. Give us a call at 416-414-8964 or online, go to cmjent.com.
Yes, we are back live, and we're going to dive right into it. So there's the website. You can check it out. Now, let's go through the main things I always ask is don't waste time. I hate when we go for meetings and people are not prepared. So before they come to you, what do they need to bring to be prepared?
Perfect. Before they come to me, they need, first of all, to know that the money, the down payment, okay? What amount of down payment are they going to pay? Is it available in a Canadian bank or no? So we do require to have a statement of bank account that shows that there is down payment for the property desired to purchase. They need to bring, and I'm going to talk about down payment a little bit later. But so number one is the bank statements that show they have the down payment. Number two is the notice of tax assessment from Canada Revenue Agency for the past 2 years. And we need those tax assessments. So if the person is employed, he's got T4s, he can provide the T4s, T4Es, T4As. If the person owns a business, because I've been faced with most of the clients who are self-employed. We do have programs for self-employed right now, and so they need to provide different set of paperwork. They need to provide us with a T1, T2 general. They need to provide us with articles of incorporation if they are incorporated, so that we know exactly what is the profits coming out in the past 2 years from their business. Okay. That is in terms of income. Also, I might at one point of along the road, I might need an employment letter from them, from their employer, so that we can do our checks and make sure they are employed there and what's the length of employment, what's the gross income as well.
Right. So then make sure they carry everything, make sure they have all this stuff before. What else do they need? Do they need a sign-off letter from their employer or anything?
The employment letter, that's correct. But most importantly, the notice of tax assessment. We do need also the credit report and score. Okay. So one tip I want to tell you guys, that please, whenever you go to approach a mortgage agent or a broker or a bank or whatever, make sure you have an organized file. Make sure you have all those documents. Okay. because this is sort of a checklist, and then we have to tick the boxes. Okay, so you don't delay the process. Make sure you have them. You have the Equifax report. When we ask for a credit score, some people would say, okay, my score is excellent, my score is brilliant. How excellent is it? I need to know if it's 600, 700, 800. So I need the score. I need the report itself, complete report, to see the revolving debt. So there's a lot of, from my perspective, there's a lot of paperwork. There's lots of calculations going back in the background that we have to do. We have to do our due diligence in order to qualify you, or do our best to qualify mortgage, to qualify you the mortgage amount. But again, the documents has to be really, yes, that's, do your research, do your math, do your paperwork. Here we go. I agree. Yeah, completely. Yeah. Now, there's one point that I just wanted to mention, and that's about the amount of the down payment.
Right.
So quite often the question that comes to me, people would come and say, oh, can I buy, my friend, my neighbor bought that house with 5 down payment. Why do I have to pay 20? Okay. And you are laughing because probably you've been there. Okay. So please and pretty please, every case is different.
Right.
The mortgage industry is basically a scenario building industry. I have to build scenarios for different clients based on their different situations and circumstances. Your income is different than my income. Your credit is different than my credit, So each one is different. But there are rules that we have to comply with. So there is the 20% rule that under 20% down payment, you will not pay the mortgage insurance, which is the CMHC insurance, over 20, and that could increase the price of your house by a number of $1,000. Yeah. So ideally 20% is good, so that you can avoid the insurance, which is a law in Canada. Okay. Which is by law.
So when is a good time to start looking
at houses? Right now the market is crazy. We've been hit by COVID, and during COVID, the last year, really, it was I call it a roller coaster market for real estate and also for mortgages. Right. So we've seen the Bank of Canada lowering the interest rate 3 times. We've seen interest rates, variable rates diving down. Fixed rates, people with fixed rates are stuck. I want to change to variable and so on. So we've seen lots during the COVID, right? Right. But people, actually, we are smart human beings. We are sitting virtually in front of our laptops and trying to, hey, let's get this catch. Let's get this house now. The mortgage rates are down. So let me, I've got some couple of assistance from the government, bucks from the government or something. So I've have some money. I can afford now to do this. So the last year was not, we've seen craziness in the market. It was a seller's market. So at one point of time, there was low or there was decrease in the property, in the supply of properties in the market. To answer your question, there is no right or wrong time to go buy your house. The right time is when you are ready, when your situation is ready. Right now, the market is correcting itself. There would be no bubble. It's just a correction in the market. New rules for the stress tests came on yesterday, 1st of June, actually, and hoping to cool down the craziness that happened due to COVID the last year. Forget about what's happening in the market. If you're ready with your documents, if you're ready with your money, please go do the decision of buying a house as soon as you can, because nothing will go down. Prices will not go down. It's going up. Yes, there's a correction, but still.
All right, 2 questions, because I want to make sure I get these 2 questions in there. Okay.
Sure.
I don't want to forget them. You said stress test.
Mm-hmm.
What is a stress test? I'm not stressed. I feel good. Is that the stress test you're talking about?
Let's do that. So the stress test was introduced by the government, by the federal government, actually on 2017, and it's basically, I feel good. I don't feel good for that. Okay. So it's basically added some restrictions in terms of they wanted to make sure that you can afford what you're going into. See, I'm going to tell you, Charles. The decision of buying a property is really it's a tough decision, right? And probably it's you're not going to buy a dress, you're not going to buy a car, right? You're buying a house, which is a lifelong decision. So the government wanted to make sure that you're not risking yourself. You can afford it. So basically, the stress test checks the affordability, your affordability to buy. Affordability, or as we call it in the mortgage industry, heat. How we can check your heat? We check your incoming assets versus your liabilities.
Okay.
What's going in, what's coming out, okay? And then the remaining amount, the estimate of the remaining amount for the month. Do you really have debts? Do you really have liabilities? That will tell us exactly, will be the measure or the thermometer to know, can I afford this house or can I go lower? Can I afford to buy a property 800K or can I go for 600K? What's the best thing? Quite often customers would come and consult me in the beginning, say, what is the best I can do with this income? What's the best I can do for my situation? So that we wanted to make sure you don't stress yourself, stretch your budget, stretch your finances. If you have any debts or liabilities, we don't want to add to that with the mortgage as well. So that's basically it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
The stress. I like that. The stress test, because when people are buying homes for the first time or something, their eyes are bigger than their money. Okay.
Correct.
Look at that kitchen. Oh, look at that master bathroom. Oh, look at that walk-in closet. Yeah. Look at the cost. Okay. They see all these things and they want it, but they can't afford it. So make sure when you're going in for the first time, be reasonable. The main thing
is steps. We can buy and we can sell. We can refinance. Refinance is also it's a big, believe it or not, during COVID, I've done refinance deals, which I have never done in my life.
Yeah.
Lots of people wanted to capitalize on what they have. They've built equity in their house, and then they would come for refinance. They would ask for a home equity line of credit. And this is another product that we can do. Yeah.
Yeah. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. All right. Don't look at the mansion when you can only.
No, I would love to. Yeah.
All right. So then here's the second question: rent or buy?
What's the difference? Buy. Buy. Okay. You have to buy. Okay. Why would you rent if you can buy? If you can afford, okay, instead of paying the amount in the rent, actually, if you're renting now, and to be honest, the rents had a hike. They had an increase in the last couple of years as well, and everyone was complaining. So if I'm renting for 2,100, for example, okay, a month, or 1,800 or something, why would I put this amount in rent? I would put it in a property in my name. I would pay it for the mortgage. If you are renting, you are paying someone else's mortgage. Right. So your landlord, you're paying his mortgage, right? Mm-hmm. So definitely get what factors that needed to be to qualify you. Make sure you build it. You don't have to do it right now. Along the steps, I can help also with we can build the documents. We can see how to qualify, what's the maximum you can afford, and go ahead for it. Even if it's a condo, even if it's the townhouse. Okay, so again, baby steps. Don't go to mansions first. Okay.
Right. And people are like, oh, but I live in such a big condo or a big apartment. Yes. But like she said, it's not yours. It's somebody else's.
We face this with the culture when people come from different countries as well. I've got a couple who were clients, and then the lady was looking at the places they went to see, and I was like, oh no, I want something larger. I want a swimming pool. I want this, I want that. And it's like, okay, swimming pool would need maintenance. You start, this is money. It's expenses here. You got to see what you can afford. Exactly.
You want a pool? It's called a sprinkler system, okay? Run through the sprinkler a couple
I'm happy with that. Oh, here we go. Exactly.
Start small, people. Build. Okay.
What you can afford.
There you go. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on the show. We've learned a lot. It's been fun. But here, I'm going to do some rapid fire with you. You ready?
Yay, go ahead.
All right, I just throw it at you. If comes to mind, first thing that comes to mind, if you want to tell a quick story why, then you can, but it's got to be fast, fast, fast. You ready?
Say that again. I'm going to tell you a story.
No, I said I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
But if you can answer, but if you have to explain your answer, it has to be a quick.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Ready? First house you ever bought?
London, England.
Okay. First mortgage you ever sold?
Oh, that was a cousin of a friend of mine.
There you go. The first time you graduated, how did you feel?
Fantastic. I felt fantastic.
What joy do you get out of helping people?
Oh, that's my passion. My passion. I like helping people. I like giving back to the community. So it's satisfaction. It's self-satisfaction. Okay. I'm over the moon when I help people. Yeah.
What's the one tip people should know when they're building their credit?
When they're building their credit, pay your bills on time. Make sure you pay the minimum amount even of the credit card just 2 days before the date of the monthly credit card. And if your credit is really messed up, you can have one of the products, the credit cards. We can offer a credit card which is uninsured credit card, and that will give you a small amount, like the limit will be $1,000 or $2,000, but still over time you will get it done.
Perfect. Okay. So how much money should somebody put away off their paycheck to get a house?
If we have money after the paycheck, exactly. Do you have something left after the paycheck? I don't think so. Okay. Well, I think, if you can put your money in an RRSP, for example, so you'll be loaded with, we normally can't say, do an RRSP or something and then do savings as well on the side. But one of the tips that I wanted to sell, and I brought the RRSP really because we can, as of 2019, we can, as mortgage brokers, take an amount of the RRSP, 35% of your RRSP, and put it towards the down payment. So whether you put it in a saving account, whether you put it on a tax-free saving account, whether you put it on an RRSP, make sure you create the balance. Like, say if my weekly check is $2,500, for example, try to put the $500 on the side, and see how can you build with that, right? Mm-hmm. Over time, it will grow up. But the best thing is, don't leave your money. I mean, you have to have an RSP. You have to have. Some of us we don't have RSP because we have pensions, for example. That's fine. So that will allow you for more room, so that you can put it for the savings account or something towards the down payment. Also, the other thing, if you are already a homeowner, so we can always get you money out of your current home, right? So the refinance, we can pull the equity. If you're a homeowner, you own your home for 2 or 3 years, we can see how much mortgage is left, and then we get you that equity. That will help you towards the down payment.
There you go. There's all your tips and tricks. 437 99 82 56. That's 998 2506. Give her a call. Ask your questions, but make sure you have all your stuff and paperwork in order first. Don't call her unless you have this. Don't call unless you have that.
They can also call. Yeah.
Make sure you have everything lined up and say, okay, I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Let's rock it. Yeah.
There you go. Well, listen,
take advantage of the market. The market is really, really going to cool down, especially if after the 1st of June, after June 1st instructions and the new rules. There's a good opportunity in the next couple of months. And good luck for everyone.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was a real pleasure to be with you.
Thank you. All right, everybody. See, you're here. You have the opportunity. Don't be scared. Just take your time and grow. But the main thing is take baby steps. You can do it. I know you can. Just listen, watch back what we taught you, learn from it, and I'll see you pretty soon. Maybe in my own neighborhood. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking